Hello everyone, and welcome to another great builds review. This is the Ninja Dragon Temple from the core wave of Ninjago in 2022. This set was released during August of 2022, meaning it is different from all the other sets in terms of the release date. This is a 4+ set, meaning pieces were intended for bigger pieces, but I will explain later why that's good for any person who's looking to collect Ninjago. This set features 4 minifigures, 2 vehicle/dragon builds, and 3 land builds, which is the most amount of land builds that you can get within this price range of $50 in the US for this set, because all of the other sets that have been released are very small pieces of lands that are included. Let's start by looking at the dragon, and then we'll take a look at the other builds that come in this set. Now, this dragon isn't anyone that you would see from the show, however, it closely resembles the fusion dragon from the Hands of Time season. This particular dragon is based off of Kai and Nia's scheme of colors, considering they are the 2 ninjas featured in this set. This dragon has the standard Ninjago head for the dragon, not the Evo head, which is different from all the other dragons released so far in the core waves. However, this dragon does have a neat little feature with its head, and that's when you open the jaw, a piece of fire can be dropped, and this can be used as an attack for you to drop on your enemies. Moving on to the body, it's very simple. It's all built upon one piece that's a giant base to it. I believe this was first released for dinosaurs in Jurassic World, but it's useful to see it used here. Same as the body, the legs are also featured in Jurassic Park and Jurassic World sets. These legs are printed with some dark red scales and black toes. They can be articulated forward and back, but not side to side, and do provide the posability for the stability of this dragon. The tail is just a giant and long tentacle piece that you might see being used for octopus builds, or lately they've been using them for flower stems. And the overall color scheme for this dragon's wings utilizes yellow from Kai's dragon scheme and the light blue, which is Nia's color. This merges with green through the middle, and it's a unique color for this new dragon piece wing that isn't used in very many sets these days. Additionally, the set gives room for you to put 1 minifigure, which is a very useful inclusion if you would like to include minifigures on the set. I would have preferred room for 2 minifigures to sit, because it is a fusion dragon, but this is a perfectly fine dragon as is. The next build we're going to look at is the villain's vehicle. This is a small motorcycle using the 4+ chassis system for motorcycles. It uses 2 separate wheels facing inward, so you can easily modify this to make it into a car or a 3-wheeler. This vehicle doesn't have too much detail, but has a printed piece on the front representing the snake's logo on it, as well as a blue tail on the back, armored plating on the sides, and 2 swords that can be detached for extra weapons. There are silver handlebars on this vehicle, which help the snake hold on as if he's riding the actual motorbike, and it's a very unique build because out of all the villain builds so far that we've reviewed on this channel, go check out the other videos, this build features the most simple of all of those villain builds, but yet it's not the smallest. In fact, this is a substantially sized villain build that, if you were to place it with other parts of your Ninjago display, it would fit in quite nicely. The other villain build that you received for this set is a tiny little snake catapult area. This has some green cone pieces that you can put into the catapult, and just flicking it allows these parts to fly. However, it is easy to lose these pieces, which is why they give you 4, so just be careful when you're playing with this particular feature so that you don't lose them. Additionally, this does count as a land build, so it is a small bit of land build for the villains this time, which is not something normally included with most Ninjago sets. Most land builds for the core wave so far have been based off of the heroes, which is like their temple and dojo, or a just neutral side build featured in Lloyd's 4+ mech. The next side build here is supposed to be a little shrine/cave area. It uses some detailed rock elements as well as a roof that matches the temple that you will see next. Inside of here, they're reusing a piece from Jurassic World, which has a little tiny scaly creature inside the egg. While originally this must have been meant to be used for dinosaurs, this looks like a baby dragon inside the egg, which is a unique feature to add to the set. There's also some foliage on the ground, and this tree, which has a very unique design, I'll say. It uses the elephant trunk piece combined with some Technic rods and beams connected to a small Technic piece on the ground here. This is featured twice throughout the set, and adds some life to the build. This also is very similar to the style of the trees made in the Ninja Training Grounds and the Ninja Dojo Temple we reviewed in the Mega Review. The final build for this is the main build for this set, which is the Dragon Temple. And this has a lot to talk about. We're going to start over here on the left here, which has the tree area and some foliage. This is a nice little add-on to the set because it adds some more life, and of course you get more trees. This tree is built the exact same way as the others are, so it's pretty easy to build them, and they look quite nice. On the opposite side here, we have a small training ground with a spinning area with some little sais. You can also use these sais as some weapons for some of the ninja if you choose to use that instead of the katanas the ninjas are given. This is just something very fun because everyone hopes when the Ninjago had started that they would receive training ground builds so that they can act like their ninjas are training and getting ready for their next fight. It's very fun to see they're finally including these in core sets, and this is just a nice little inclusion for some play features that you could do with your ninja. Now, removing the ninja off of the front here, on the inside there's space to give a teacup, which is included in this set, as well as the Sword of Fire piece. The Sword of Fire piece is a piece from 2011, and people were originally thinking that it would be discontinued after not being used for so long, and after Crystallized released a new mold for it. However, it's good to see that this is also currently being used still, meaning that this is one of the easiest sets nowadays to achieve getting this particular Dragon Sword. Additionally, you can take the Dragon Sword off of the temple and utilize it if you like to use it for the minifigure to hold as its weapon instead of the katanas. On the top, the roof is very sloped design, has very detailed. There's room on top for you to put minifigures on the roof, which is very useful if you want the minifigures to look like they're jumping down onto the villains. And there's a printed piece from another 4+ Ninjago set, which is the Legacy Fire Dragon 4+ set that was released a while back. This piece isn't new, but it is a very cool piece, and it adds to the aesthetic of the build very nicely, considering you cannot use stickered pieces in 4+ sets. This temple also features some unique pieces on the sides of the build, which allow to add some more detail and railings to the set, and the build overall is very sturdy, which is good because it allows you to have more of a playability aspect for younger people. However, this set is one of the smallest Ninjago Temple Shrine builds that we've received that would work on its own in your own Ninjago display, so it's not something that I would say is limited to the 4+ nature. Next up, we're going to take a look at the minifigures. We're going to start with the heroes here. The heroes for this set are simple core versions of Nia and Kai. Now, these minifigures aren't exclusive to the set. However, this is one of the cheapest ways to purchase the Nia minifigure. However, none of these minifigures come with their armor sashes, which makes it a little bit harder for you to get those pieces if you don't have them already. These suits I've mentioned before on the channel. Kai's has like a fire dragon logo, and Nia's has like a wave pattern on the side of the torso. The color schemes for these minifigures are great. I think they fully utilize the colors of the elements these ninjas will use. My only complaint is that Nia's katana that she comes with is not in the same color of blue used on the suit, whereas Kai's is red, which perfectly matches his suit. This is why I think you should be able to use the other pieces that come in this set, such as the sais and the Sword of Fire, to give them extra weapons to try out using. Now, the villains for this set are both the same villain. You get 2 of them in this set, which is a very nice add-on, because that way the heroes and villains both have balanced amounts of minifigures. Now, technically speaking, only one of them comes with a weapon. However, as I mentioned before, the weapon's featured on the motorcycle that the other snake will ride. allows for you to use those weapons as handheld weapons as well. They feature machetes, and these are Cobra mechanics, which are the slightly less powerful looking variant of the two variants of villains featured in the core wave. As well as that, since you get two of them, you can use this as an easy set to get if you want to build your army of these snakes rather quickly without having to buy a set that just features one specialized variant of these guys. Now, my thoughts overall on this set, this set isn't necessarily a set that you should pick up at full price. Originally, it was being sold for $40, however, they did up the price with the price hike of all of the LEGO sets out there for up to $50, making this set much less desirable for the price. However, to counter that, it's good to note that this set will be able to be found on sale soon, since there are other sets taking over the storage in stores, and stores will begin to put this on sale, and it has been around for long enough where it would be okay if you found it on sale. This set features a whole lot for your display. You could easily have a whole play set up doing just with these. It's a great display piece with a unique dragon, some unique side builds, a temple, and even a training ground area. This set easily is one of the best of the core wave sets in terms of the value you get for the set, in terms of the play aspects that you can play with it. However, I would recommend you find this set on sale if possible. I would give this set on average a 10 out of 10 for the build, but since the price is a little bit iffy on this one, I would say it's probably closer to an 8 out of 10. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Feel free to check out some of the other videos on the channel reviewing all of the other core sets, since this is the final core set being reviewed on the channel. Remember to like and subscribe. We're trying to hit 100 subscribers by the end of this year. It seems like a really easy goal, but I can't do it without your help. Now this